Hello and welcome back to the Oswego Blizzards Dynasty as we are here for our last home game of the year as we are going to be taking on the Navy Midshipman, and we are coming home with our first win in school history last week. We are no longer sitting at a 0 in that win column. We are looking at a 1-8 record after beating the Wyoming Cowboys last week. First win in school history. We are looking to capitalize on the momentum that we have after winning that game. We are also taking on a Navy team that is still in the running for promotion, as we saw in the promotion and relegation show. This is definitely a team that is beatable. Is it tough to go up against a team with the speed that Navy has? Absolutely, it's tough. But this team is very much beatable. Not the high-powered teams that we have seen so far this year. This is going to be a fun matchup for us. Now, like I said, we are really going to have to try and slow down their offense as they have a fantastic quarterback who is very dangerous. And speaking of quarterbacks, we are going to be getting Marcelo Mobley back in this one as he is coming back from his elbow injury. We are getting him at one of the better times. Still missing out on Calvin Wyatt with his ab injury, but we are here and ready to take on the Navy Midshipmen. We already were close against Billows Falls, one of our region teams. We're trying to do it against another one of our region teams. Here we go. Let's go and get our second win and our second win in a row. So Navy selected wrong, and we will win the toss, and we have decided to kick this ball off to Navy as we get this battle of the triple options here and going. As Mikael Haywood takes that one out, he's going to be somebody we need to keep an eye on, as well as the quarterback here. First play of the game, we've got White. He's going to take it himself as he pulls out of the pass, and he is going to go pick up 10 yards, looking at second down and inches. Todd White again, he's going to hand this one off to Mikael Haywood. He's going to pick up some blocks, and nobody's going to catch him. That's the speed that we are talking about on the edge. Navy takes this one 59 yards. Mikael Haywood again showing his speed against us as we need to find a way to slow down this offense, try and keep them off the field. TCU was able to pick up a win against Oklahoma. That's going to be big in terms of Oklahoma's Big 12 title race. And Michigan is going to get that win against Syracuse, so that is going to give them their final victory that they needed to face Ohio State. And now we are back into this one. Marcus Seals is going to get a chance to take it himself very deep as he takes this one 46 yards as we also get a good return to start this game. We're going to look to answer back after Navy's touchdown. Dan Villari's going to go and make it himself. He's also going to get the first run of the game. A quarterback picking up 15 yards on that first option play. The defense picks up everybody except Dan Villari, and he is going to go and pick up 8 yards on that first down play. Second down and 2 as we are looking to run the clock. Marcelo Mobley back in the game for the first time in weeks. He's going to pitch that one off to Don Bird, and we're going to go and move the sticks again as we are just outside the red zone. Marcelo Mobley, he's going to keep it himself. He's going to break free from 2 tacklers and is going to go and pick up 15 yards, 5 yards away from the end zone as we're looking at first down and goal. Dan Villari, first pass of the game. He's going to find a wide open Devin Fontaine, and we're going to take that one to the end zone. Touchdown for the Blizzard as we were able to march down the field on the back of Marcus Seals. Very fantastic return. We are going to tie this game right back up as we are looking at 7-7, kicking this ball back to Navy, hoping to make some adjustments after we saw them eat us up on those option plays. We are going to kick this one off to Kenton. He is going to take this one out of the end zone and is going to go and pick up another face mask as well, adding to the extra yards, start setting themselves up right around that midfield marker. Very good field position so far in this game. And now Todd White is going to pick up some blocks. He's going to lead into the block. He's faster than everybody on our defense. And that's going to be another long bomb from Navy as they go and take that one to the house. So now we get a chance to come back after that touchdown from Navy. And Marcus Seals again is going to go find himself another 40-yard kickoff return. Haymaker after haymaker in this game so far. Navy, they are hitting the big plays. We're hitting the big plays on the kick returns. We are looking to get something going. Dan Villari, first down and 10, first place. Marcus Seals is going to get a spin move, and he is going to go pick up 6 yards as we're looking at that pickup. Third down and 2 now for our offense. Need to pick up a first down to answer. Marcelo Mobley is going to keep it, and he is going to take it 17 yards. Love having him in the backfield. His speed is huge from our quarterback position. Now Marcus Seals is going to get eaten up as he loses 3 yards, as Creedon Fowler is going to make that tackle. He's somebody that we need to block big time. Now Dan Villari is going to drop back to pass, and that's going to be a sack. We're going to lose 8 yards, and we're well behind the sticks on this drive. That's not what we need. Dan Villari back to pass. He's going to toss this one up to Thomas Mayo, and then we're going to go pick up 17 yards. Looking at 4th down and 4, and we're going to decide to go for it on 4th down and 4. Dan Villari, he is going to toss this one up, and Jaquez is not going to read the pass, and that is going to lead to a turnover on downs. Need to make a stop here. Navy has been running the ball all over us. Todd White's killed us, as well as Haywood. They've killed us so far. We have not seen Rojas get the ball so far. The backup halfback, as Bubba Johnson is going to make a big play on 2nd down. Looking at 3rd down and 4. Need to stop here. Todd White is not going to get it. He'll lose yards on that sack. Bubba Johnson again getting in the backfield. He'll go from all the way from the right side, all the way on the stunt, and pick him up for the sack. Huge play, and now we are going to get the ball back. First down and 10. Marcelo Mobley is going to keep this one. Could have kept it to the outside, and that might have been the better choice, but that's still a good pickup on first down, 6 yards. Looking at 3rd down and 3 now for this offense in the second quarter. Dan Villari with the play action pass. He's going to find Chad Miller, and that's going to be a first down as we pick up 7 yards. On that 3rd down play, we will move the sticks. 2nd down and 10. Dan Villari hand that one off to Marcus Seals, and that is also going to be stuffed short. And we are now looking at a 3rd down and long. 3rd down and 9. Dan Villari needing to get something going, and now Williams Jr. is going to bait Dan Villari into that pass and is going to make a beeline for the ball on that curl route, and that is going to give Navy the ball back with fantastic field position. He sat back ready for the curl route and is going to give Navy a very good shot here. Todd White, he's going to keep it, and everybody's going to leave him free. Nobody's going to catch him, just barely is going to get into the end zone after the diving attempt, but it is not to be, as Navy with Todd White is going to pick up his 2nd rushing touchdown, another long bomb, and now Navy takes a 2-possession lead, 21-7. Dan Villari is going to toss this one off to Don Bird. He'll pick up 3 yards on that first down play, as we are now looking at 2nd down and 7. Continuing to use the clock as we're not getting a lot of stops so far, trying to keep their offense off the field, and Dan Villari's going nowhere. Looking again at a 3rd down and long. looking to get this first down attempt, and that's not gonna happen as we miss the wide open Chad Miller, and now we are forced to punt the ball back to Navy, up to our defense to make a big time stop. Fofana is gonna keep this one. His first carry of the day is gonna be a big one as he takes that one 19 yards, trying to stop Haywood and Todd White, and this time we're gonna give Fofana a lot of yards. Rojas is gonna get his first carry of the game. He'll pick up 5 yards on that misdirection play. Second down and 5, and Fofana is gonna break off the first tackle and pick up the first down. We're stopping Haywood, we're stopping Todd White, but they're slowly and methodically taking this ball down the field. Fofana is going to, again, find the open space. He'll pick up 6 yards on that first down play. Second down and 4 as the clock ticks halfway done with the second quarter. Todd White, he's going to be wrapped up for a 6-yard gain. We keep him in control, but that is still going to be a first down. First down and 10. For Todd White. He'll toss this one off to Haywood. We've got nobody on the edge. Very good blocking on the outside. And now Mikael Haywood is going to add more points to this game. His second touchdown of the day as Navy is going to take a 28-7 lead. We need to get something going on offense. We need to keep the ball moving. We need to get into these third and manageables, not these third and longs. Don Bird picks up a decent amount on that third down play, his second rush of the day. Second down and 7 for Dan Villari. He is going to keep it and is going to pitch this one off to Marcus Seals. We're going to look at a third down. This time it's going to be short. Third down and 2. Need to pick it up. Need some momentum here. Don Bird is going to get it and is going to pick up the first down. 3-yard rush up the middle. And that is going to be a first down. Looking at second down and 10 with 3 minutes to go in the half. Don Bird is going to pick up the 3-yard rush. Need to get something on this drive. We get the ball back at the second half. Would love to pick something up here. Cortez Jaquez this time is going to find himself open on the curl route. That's going to be a 12-yard reception. This time Williams Jr. not baiting Dan Villari. First down and 10. Marcelo Mobley is now going to keep it and is going to pick up 9 yards. That's a good rush from him as we are moving the ball better on this drive. Hurrying up to the line as we've got a minute and a half left in the half. Marcelo Mobley is going to head this one off to Marcus Seals. He's going to pick up some blocking, and that's going to be a 13-yard gain for him. Very good pickup on that play. First down and 10 with a minute to go. Obi Hopkins is going to receive the handoff, and he's got a burst of speed, and he'll pick up 8 yards on that first down carry. We'll use our first timeout with a minute to go. Second down and 2. Need to get hopefully a touchdown on this drive, and Don Bird is going to drop that hospital pass as we're now looking at third down and short. Need points at least, but would love to pick up a first down here if we can. Chad Miller's gonna drop it. Nah, you can't be doing that on third down and 7. We're gonna be going for it. This is a little bit risky. Dan Villari, he's gonna toss this one out to Devin Fontaine, and he's gonna go and pick up the first down. He finds some open space. That's our senior wide receiver, Devin Fontaine. He's gonna go and pick up that first down for us. Dan Villari is gonna keep it on the option, and that is going to be a second down and 6 as we use our second timeout. Marcus Seals, he finds a hole up the middle. He's going to break off the rush, and that's going to be a touchdown. That play was designed to go to the outside, but he sees the opening up the middle, and we are able to pick up the touchdown as we are within 2 possessions now. It's now up to our defense to try and get a stop on Navy with 30 seconds to go in the half. It could be huge. Getting the ball at half, being down 1 possession after our first possession in the second half would be huge. We need a stop here from the defense. 20 seconds to go. Todd White is going to drop back to pass as expected. He is going to try and do it himself. He'll break free from the first tackle. And the second one, now they're into our territory. And now Todd White is going to use the first timeout with 10 seconds to go that we could not afford that. Todd White back to pass. He's going to toss this one up, and we're not able to come and bring it down. And we're looking at 7 seconds to go. We might get lucky here. 2nd down and 10. Todd White dropping back to pass. He is going to have some time and is going to be dropped from Fofana. Daba Fofana is going to drop it. And we're now 2 seconds to go. Hail Mary time. Todd White, he's going to drop back to pass. Tossing it deep. It's not going to get to the end zone, but it's still going to be knocked down. Thomas Owens is going to be credited with that deflection. And we are going to go to half. Only down 2 possessions. Our defense gets the stop. Got a little hairy there after Todd White's first play of that drive. Picking up and moving into our territory was huge to be able to stop them. And now we can try and ride some of this momentum and be down only 1 at half. We have not been able to stop their speed. Something we need to address in the future. Let's go and get something happening this second half. So now we start this second half with us getting the ball, as we have been saying. We'll let that ball bounce into the end zone, and now we have a shot to get us ourselves back in the game on this drive. Huge drive on this one. Marcus Seals is going to bounce it to the outside using his speed, beating the edge on that one, and he'll pick up 15 yards on that first play. That could have been worse. Dan Villari is going nowhere on this option play, and we will lose 3 on that first down play. 3rd down and 6 now for Dan Villari. He's going to keep it on the option route. We were ready and waiting for that, going for it on 4th down, but instead we're going to go and pick up the first down. And now we're looking at 2nd down and 10 inside Navy territory, and now Chad Miller is going to go and pick up 2 yards, trying to create a more manageable 3rd down. We are looking at 3rd down and 7. Dan Villari trying to draw him offside. Dan Villari is going to force that one to Chad Miller. That was an ill-advised pass, but he gets it done, and we move the chains again. 1st down and 10 for the Blizzards. Don Bird is going to receive the handoff. He picks up some good blocking, and we're going to go and pick up a 1st down. Moving into the red zone as he picks up 12 yards on that inside rush. 1st down and 10 for Marcelo Mobley. He's got some space ahead and is going to go and pick up 7 yards. Again, we love having him in the backfield with his speed. It is great to have him. 2nd down and 3. Marcus Seals. He'll cut that one back to the inside. The corner meets him and is going to go and pick up the 1st down. We've got 4 plays to try and knock it into the end zone. Marcus Seals is going to receive the handoff and is going to find himself into the end zone. A touchdown for the Blizzards. We are now only down 1 possession as it is now 28-21. We are back in this. Daba Fofana is going to pick up the first rush of that second half for Navy. And he is going to go pick up 11 and a 1st down. 1st down and 10 for Navy. Daba Fofana again is going to receive that handoff. This time we're ready for it, and we force him down early. 2nd down and 9 now for the Midshipman. Todd White is going to pitch this one off to Mikael Haywood. He'll break off the first one, but we are luckily going to bring him down. Thomas Owens with the tackle, bringing him down for a 3rd down and 2. Need a stop here to try and keep us in it. 3rd down and 2. Todd White trying to draw us off. They'll move Prohas in motion, and Fofana is going to receive it, and they're not going to give him the 1st down. Big stop from our defense, and now we have a chance to tie this game up. 1st down and 10. Marcus Seals is going to receive that handoff, and that's going nowhere. They were ready for that outside handoff this time. Looking at 3rd down and 6. Would love to pick up a 1st down here, and we'll wait for Thomas Mayo to come back up the middle, and he'll make the catch. He'll pick up 15 yards, our best wide receiver on the team, and he is going to keep this drive going. Marcelo Mobley is going to hand this one up to Marcus Seals, and he outruns the defense and moves himself past the sticks, and will pick up another 1st down. We are now entering the 4th quarter of play, and we are still in this. Marcus Seals, what a way to get through that tiny hole. He makes himself skinny. He'll pick up the first down and 13 yards with it, moving into the midshipman territory. Dan Villari is not going to see anybody open. He'll just go ahead and do it himself. He'll pick up some blocking and is going to be given the first down after picking up 10 yards on that play. Second out and 4 now for Marcelo Mobley in the backfield. He'll hand that one off to Marcus Seals, and he's going to carry himself 10 yards, and we pick up another first down. He gets closer to that 100-yard mark. Marcelo Mobley in the backfield, and this time Marcus Seals is brought down in the backfield. Nolan Barber there to meet him on the handoff. We'll lose 3. Third down and 12. Trying to pick up something here on third down, and Marcus Seals is going to pick up 8 yards. That's short of the first down, but we will still go for it with 5.5 to go in the quarter, trying to get us back in it. Dan Villari's going to run out of time, and that's going to be a sack. We will turn the ball over after a mismanaged blocking assignment. This linebacker comes right up the middle. Obi Hopkins misses his block, and now we turn the ball over to the midshipmen after a very promising drive. That is going to be very heartbreaking. Now we need to rely on our defense to make another stop. We've done it so far. Let's do it again. Todd White is going to be brought down. Now we've got some momentum here. Alan Smith is there. Third down and 4. Huge stop if we can get it. Third and 4. Todd White is going to pitch it off to Prohas, and nobody's out there. He'll make a first cut and is going to find some open space. He'll break off another one, and we finally trip him up. But that is going to be the damage they needed to do. They're in field goal range now, and Daba Fofana is going to get the handoff on second down. He'll pick up 3. Need to make a stop here. Prohas in motion. Todd White is going to pitch it off to him, and nobody is there. No containment on the edge, and he's going to take that one easily into the end zone. A touchdown for Navy. They'll go up 2 possessions. Not what we needed. 3:40 left in this game, down 2 possessions. We need to score quickly here, and Dan Villari is just barely going to get that pass off, letting the ball fall for incomplete. Second down and 10. Dan Villari is going to fake it again, and again is still not going to have time on that play action, as we are now looking at third down and 10. 3.5 to go. Dan Villari back to pass. He's going to toss that one off. Very ill-advised pass, and that is going to fall incomplete, and now we are going to be forced to go for it on fourth down from our own 25-yard line. Dan Villari back to pass, and nothing was open, and we're just forced to throw the ball, but the defense knocks it down, and we are stuffed. That is probably just about going to do it. Can our defense get a pick 6 or something? We need it. And they'll pick up a first down. Jason Stewart getting it on one of the random passes that Navy's done today. Todd White tossing this one off to Prohas, and he's going to go and outrun everybody. That's going to be a touchdown, and that's just about going to wrap this game up. We'll let the backups come into the game. Let Marcelo Mobley get some time. Obi Hopkins is going to get some time as well. Let the backups see what they can do on senior night. Second down and 11 for Marcelo Mobley. He's going to fake the handoff and is going to be brought down, and that's going to be a re-aggravation of his elbow injury. And now we are going to lose him for the rest of the game. And hopefully we have him back in garbage time of all times. That's not when we want to get hurt. Abdul Pace is just going to hand that one off to Obi Hopkins, and that's going to be how this game is going to end. Navy is going to win this one 42-21. The final score is going to look way worse than it actually was. We were in this game all the way to the end. you really look back at that decision to go for it on 4th down in the red zone with 5.5 to go, that we had 28-21, and we decided to go for it instead of kicking a field goal. That could have swung the game in our favor either way. Maybe we take the points and the game ends differently, or maybe we get the 4th down conversion. Obi Hopkins gets that block, and we're looking at 28-28. This is a very good Oswego team that we have just seen play. We are starting to figure things out. With the overall ratings that this team has, we are doing incredibly well with what we have. Our defense has done fairly well. One thing that we definitely have seen is that we do not have any speed or strength really in that secondary. Our linebackers are pretty strong. It's one of our stronger suits on our defense. If you're looking at it overall wise, Bubba Johnson really makes our defensive line look really good. Makes Terrence James look really good, because if Bubba Johnson's getting in there, the quarterbacks are going to be forced to go towards Terrence James. So we're looking really good, but our linebacker crew are looking very strong. We need to try and keep them out on the field as much as possible. The hard part is when teams spread us out, we have to bring our corners in. We have good corners, but we don't have the speed or the strength that like our linebackers really do. So that's one of the things that we really need to focus on in this next year's recruiting class, because we are going to need it. If we're going to be facing teams like Navy, that's going to be something that we're going to absolutely need to have coming for us in these next weeks. So looking at our recruiting board here, we don't have much to say on this one. I will say, if you are wondering about our recruiting restrictions, they are always in the description down below if you want to check them out. It is a fun setting that we have, but we are not going to be picking up anybody, and Billows Falls again is going to be taking somebody from us. Our rivals, that's why we hate them, but that is what our recruiting board is looking like. We're still in budget and still moving forward with our recruiting. We are winning recruits, they just have not committed yet. But that will just about wrap it up for this week as we advance the week, getting prepared for Louisiana Tech. We're not going to be looking at the top 25 or any conference standings. We'll leave that to the promotion and relegation show's job. But this next week are going to be taking on a Louisiana Tech team that are very much underachieving. This is pretty similar to a Wyoming team that we played last week, where they have the talent, but they're not playing up to it. So this is another game that we could probably steal away from them. So I'm really excited for this next week, as we're going to be traveling to Louisiana Tech, and we're going to try and go and take them down. We already know we can win. Let's go and do it again. If you've enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe if you are new, and we will see you next week as we take on Louisiana Tech.